everyone, and welcome to today's 30-minute banded Pilates workout. So when you're ready, roll out your mat, take a nice deep breath through the nose and exhale out the mouth, starting to connect the mind to the muscles, preparing ourselves for today's class. And we'll start by just opening the chest, stretching through the front of the body and then contracting backwards. Just moving through this motion, starting to mobilize the spine and really start to engage the breath into the movement. Just taking a few more like this in your own time. And then just stretching over to the right side now, really lifting out the seat bones, opening up into those obliques and rolling through center to reach the other side. Starting to mobilize into the lateral spine, preparing us for some harder movement in today's class. So just swinging through the motion here, listening to your own body. We'll take a little hip flexor mobility now, so just dropping one leg in towards the center, really starting to warm deep into those hip flexors. Lovely. So just breathing naturally here, really working to your own body, and we'll start today's session with a few core burners. So when you're ready, rolling back into that C-pad, really squeezing through that core, exhaling as you lower, squeezing a little bit more to lift yourself back up to that center point, and extending the arms if you wish. So we're just dropping back, really bracing through that core, and then lifting to that strong, tall Pilates, lovely strong posture at the top. So just keep going here for a few more, really working on the breath, and then into some Russian twists now. So really twisting through that spine, using the strength of the obliques here, keeping those feet firmly planted on the mat. Lovely. So we exhale to twist, inhale to bring back to center. Really should be burning into those obliques now. That core should be firing. Lovely. Reward yourself with a nice little hamstring stretch here. Take a nice big deep breath. Just let everything go. Really trying to relax a little bit deeper on every exhale. Dropping down onto the forearms now. We're going to take the chest lifted nice and high, bringing those legs to tabletop position, and we're going to extend them out. So we're just dropping the legs from one side to the other, so really working into the obliques here. Again, really squeezing that core. If it's too much with extended legs, you can always take it with bent knees, just to reduce the impact. You're still working that core just as hard. This is a real quite challenging exercise here, but really burning into those lower abs and those glutes. So keep going here. We're inhaling to lower, exhale to bring back to center. Lovely work. Good. And finishing off with some flutter kicks now. Still lifting out of that chest. So we're going to flutter, and then we're going to take some crisscrosses. So just mixing it up here, but really burning into those lower abs. I know mine were on fire right now, so keep going. Just a few more moments. And relax. Good job. Just relax the spine for a moment. Roll over. Just give your body a little break. So coming onto those hands now. We're going to bring those knees in, tucking them towards the chest. So extending back out. We'll go single leg, and then into a double leg. So including a little bit of a tricep dip here as well. So working into those arms as well as really working into that core. So we're going to keep going here. Really work on squeezing the core to bring those legs back to center as well as extend them out. Good job. This is a real firing one. So keep going here. Lovely work. Finishing off now, just burning those triceps a little bit more. So really trying to pin those elbows in towards the side of the body here. You can always lift those bums off the mat if you want a slightly deeper burn. If there's too much, just keeping with the bum connected will still burn into those back of those arms. Good job. Squeezing the core still. Lovely work. And relax. Good job. Stretch those arms out. Take one above head. Just apply some gentle pressure and release any tension in those triceps. Just breathing through it here. We're going to take our bands now, place them about an inch or two above our knees, and coming to lie down all the way onto our backs, vertebrae by vertebrae. So when you're ready, bring those feet underneath your bum. We're going to start with some shoulder bridges. So we're just lifting and lowering, so really pushing against that resistance of the band here, really squeezing the core. We can take those arms above head if we wish to challenge our balance a little bit, but really want to work on having that nice strong line through our body. So lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes at the top. Lovely work, still squeezing the core here. We inhale to lift and exhale to lower. So just taking it into some pulses now, so really pulsing it out. So we're going to take 2 pulses into an adductor here. Lovely. Should be really starting to burn into the outer thighs as well. Really squeeze those legs back together, pushing against that resistance of the band, keeping those hips nice and high. Good work. Just a few more here. Really thinking about that core engagement still. Finishing off with a little hold here, so just holding, squeezing, lifting slightly higher. I'm going to take those arms overhead and bring them back towards our knees here. So really just challenging our balance here, really working on our core strength, lifting those hips nice and high, still squeezing the glutes. I know mine are on fire right now, so keep going. A few more moments. And relax, good job. Give those legs a little hug. Rock side to side, massage out the spine, and you can bring your bands towards your ankles now. So about an inch or 2 above your ankle bones. You're going to bring those legs to a tabletop position, really engaging the core here, so making sure that that lower back stays connected to the mat. So we're going to extend those legs out. We're going to pulse against the band and then bring them back to center. So challenging the abs as well as the leg strength here. So you can always crunch the upper body up as you extend the legs if you want a little bit more of a challenge. But if not, we'll just keep it connected to the mat, just really working on those lower abs here. So really important to keep that lower back connected to the mat. Good. Really pulsing against those bands. Those outer thighs should be burning right now. Good job. Just a few more here. Really working on the breath. I'm just going to finish it off with some pulses. So just pulsing those arms, pulsing those legs, burning into the core. Finishing off the thigh burn here. Keep going, breathing through it. And relax, hug those knees back in, slip the resistance band off, for now anyway. And just hug those knees in. Opening the legs up into a frog position now. We're going to bring them up into that frog extension. So we're bringing back, flexing the feet, and bringing the heels and the thighs together as we extend. So we can include a crunch with the upper body here, if we want to work a little bit deeper into our core. Really work on squeezing those inner thighs together. Lovely. So we exhale to extend and inhale to bring back into center. Keep going here. Really working on that inner thigh strength. Just going to bring those legs up towards the sky now. And we're just dropping them open and zipping those thighs back up together. So keeping flexed feet here, really want you to work on the strength of those inner thighs to bring those legs back up. And of course, you can take this a little bit more by crunching that upper body up. This is really quite an advanced exercise, so please feel free to put your head back on the mat if it is too much. Lovely work. That was a real burner, that one, I remember. Good. Have a little rest, hug those knees in. And roll up to a kneeling position when you're ready. So we're going to take one leg extended out to the side. We're going to bring those arms up to the side of our body and drop down to one side here. I'm just going to take some crunches. So bringing that arm behind the head, I'm going to crunch the elbow towards knee. So really isolating into that oblique here. Really squeezing that side. Really working on the strength of our underneath oblique as well to keep that body balanced. So this is really quite tough, this one. So please take this at your own time. So we exhale to crunch, inhale to extend. Lovely, so really working through that side of the body here. I'm going to finish it off with a little side plank twist here. So extending the arm up towards the sky and reaching through underneath the arm. So you can take this on the elbow or even with the knees rested down onto the mat, whichever level suits you. So just really twisting through that core here. Lovely, this is a really challenging one, to keep going, breathing through it. Just a few more moments. And finishing off with some little pulses now, so reaching, just dropping the hips and bring them back up. This is really burning into those obliques. Good job, just a few more moments. And take a nice reverse stretch, reaching that arm over. Should feel really nice down the side of that body. Good. And coming back up, we'll obviously have to do that all on the other side. So starting with those crunches, really think about extending that leg away from you, getting that nice stretch as you undo out of the crunch. Lovely, so really isolating through that side, that nice strong under oblique here. Keep going. Good job. You know what's coming now. Just keep up the hard work, breathing through it. Really taking it at your own pace here. And into those reaches now. So extending up towards the ceiling and reaching through. So really trying to keep those hips nice and square here. You really want the work to be coming from our obliques. Good job. Keep it up. Keep the hard work going. Lovely, just a few more before we finish off with those pulses. Keep going here. And into those pulses now. So really burning out. Like I said, you can always drop down onto your elbow or even bring the knees to the mat if it is too much with you in the extended position. Lovely job. Stretch over. Really opening up through the side. We're working really hard, well done. Shake the wrists off a little bit, that one could be quite tough on the wrists. We're going to grab our resistance bands again, placing them an inch or two above the knee. And we're going to come on to laying onto our right side here. So we're going to start with the knees towards the front of the mat, lower legs just taken slightly behind. And we're going to start in those clamshells. So really working into the outer glutes here to really open those legs up. Quite a small exercise here, but really effective. So working into the strength of our hip flexor, as well as really activating deeply into those glutes. So really pushing against that resistance of the band here. Lovely work. Just a few more like this. I'm going to add a little extension. So we open, we extend, bring it back and close it. So just adding on a little bit to that clamshell, just to challenge ourselves a little bit more. Good job. So extending the legs out now, extending the arm, and we'll start with some simple leg lifts. So really thinking about the engagement of the under oblique here. So we really want to be squeezing into that core. So we're going to lift, and then into 3 pulses here before we lower back down. So including the pulses in this one as well, just to add that little extra burn. Good job. So we lift, lower, and pulsing up. You always extend that arm above head just to challenge the balance and really make sure we are working those cores. Good job. One of my favourite exercises this is. Really great for working those outer thighs. So we're just finishing it off now with some pulses. So just lifting, really pushing against that resistance of the band, breathing through it here. Not forgetting about our cores, squeezing them nice and tight. Few more moments and relax. Good job. So coming into an all fours position now. We're going to drop down onto our elbows. So with elbows underneath the shoulders. We're going to take those knees behind and we're going to start with some donkey kicks here. So we're just kicking that heel up towards the sky and bring it back in. So really squeezing in that underneath glute here. So we're going to take 2 kicks and then into 3 pulses, just like the leg lifts. Should be really burning into those glutes here. This is a really quite challenging one, but one of my favourites. Good, so squeezing that core to keep that nice flat back at all times here. Good job. We're extending it out now, and we're taking some rainbow kicks. So we're lifting the leg from one side to the other. So really working into that glute. Really trying to keep those hips nice and square still. So we want that nice flat line through our body. That lovely Pilates posture. Keep going here for a few more moments. My legs were burning at this point. And pulsing it out to finish. You know how much I love a pulse. Keep going. Breathing through it. And relax. Good job. Push yourself back to a child pose for a moment. Take a nice big deep breath. And when you're ready, we'll do that all on the other side. So starting with those donkey kicks. So before we do the other side, we're just going to take some plank exercises. We're just stepping one foot out to the side here. So still pushing against that resistance band. If it's too much with the knees off the mat, you can always do the same exercise with the hands. But we're taking it up a notch now and we're jumping it if you feel. You want that little bit of cardio burn, then here you go. And relax. Good job. Into that child's pose, just relax for a moment. And now we will go on to the other side of those donkey kicks. Good job. So we lift, and we pulse. So really squeezing that underneath glute, keeping that core nice and strong here. Good job, you're working so hard. Not too much longer to go now. This is a really quick firing Pilates workout, so well done. There's not much time for any rest here, so keep going, but really just make sure that you are working at your own rate. Good, so we've got a few more like this. Really pushing that heel up towards the sky here. Few more moments. And extending it out into those rainbow lifts now. So really again, keeping the hips nice and square. Really working from that glute. Engaging through the core. Good. Dropping down to the elbows actually makes it slightly harder. So well done, you're really challenging yourself today. Keep going, just a few more. And pulsing it out to finish now. Really should be burning into those glutes. Keep up the hard work. And relax. Good job. Take a well-deserved child pose here. when you're ready, we're going to come into some shoulder taps here. So keeping the knees on the mat to start, we're just lifting one arm to the opposite shoulder. You can either keep it at this level or you can extend those knees off the mat, really trying to find that stillness through the core here. So we just want those arms movement. So really working deep into the core here. This is a really tough plank variation, so well done. Keep going here and just holding it now for a few moments. Really squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes. Nice strong line through the body. And relax. Shake the wrists out a little bit. Good job. So we're going to come on to our other sides now. So starting with those clamshells, just like we did before. So just opening, really squeezing through that glute, but still squeezing through that core as well. We're not giving the body a rest at all today. Well done, everyone. So really feel the motion coming from that hip flexor. Really feel that hip opening. This is a great one for strengthening as well. So we're taking it into that extension now. So we open up into the clamshell, we extend that leg back out, bring it back to center and close that clamshell. Lovely work. Give it a little rub, well done. And taking it into those leg lifts now. So we take 2 lifts into 3 little pulses. So just making it slightly tougher than our normal variation here. Mixing it up a little bit. Really making sure that we're keeping those hips nice and aligned here. We have that lovely strong line through our body. That lovely posture. Squeezing the obliques. Good. Keep going here for a few more moments. Really testing that balance by extending that arm up towards the sky. And we're finishing off with those pulses, of course. Really just want to burn out those muscles and really get the most out of this quick 30-minute Pilates workout. Good job. Slide the band off. Place it to one side. And we'll finish off with some mat work. So gently lower yourself down to the mat. Bringing the hands towards the side of the chest here. And just take some baby cobras to start. So inhaling, lifting the upper body off the mat. Just taking this at your own rate here. So you really want to work on keeping that head in line with the spine. The shoulders rolled back and down. Bracing through the core still. Good. So just taking the feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. Really warming into that lower back here. Lovely. And we're just going to hold at the top here for a few moments. And gently lower back down to the mat. So when you're ready, we're opening the arms up now into 2 right angles. We're going to lift the upper body, extend them above head and lower back down. So taking a slight shoulder press variation here. Really working into those lower backs. So if it's too much with the lifting the upper body, you can always just lift the hands by keeping the head connected to the mat here. So really working into those shoulders, squeezing those elbows back into the sides of the body as you bring them back down. Good job. So we inhale to lift, exhale to lower. So into some arm circles now. So we're going to bring the arms above head, circling all the way around, lifting that upper body, dropping it back down and bring the arms back round. So really working into those arms as well as really burning that lower back here. You really want to try and relax the glutes here, relax the legs and really have the work coming from that lower back. Just holding it at the top here, really reaching and then gently relax. Good job. So we'll take it into some bird dogs, one of my favourites now. Challenges our coordination a little bit as well. So we're lifting opposite arm to leg, really trying to extend as one here. We're going to take 2 single lifts and then into a double lift if you do wish to challenge yourself a little bit more. So really trying to move the body as one here. Really want to work from the centre, working from that core. Good. Really important to keep that head in line with the spine. Just a few more like this. Lower back is really getting work today. Can really be quite a challenging part of the body to work, so keep up the good work. Breathing through it. And just taking it into some switches now. So we're swimming here. Just dropping one arm, one leg, keeping that upper body lifted. And then gently relax back into a well-deserved child pose here. Should feel really good on that lower back after working it so hard there. Almost over, so keep up the good work. Just stretching that lower back a little bit more. We'll take a thread the needle stretch here. So just reaching through to the other side, really opening up into that spine. And we'll take that on to the other side. Again, that should feel really nice after the work on the lower back there. Pushing back into a downward dog now. Just pedaling the feet out, just releasing any tension in the hamstrings. You've worked so hard today, so take this stretch as a nice little reward. Really trying to aim that chest towards the legs here. Pushing out of those hands. Good job. And we're stretching, we really want to think about inhaling and lengthening those muscles. And on every exhale, just relaxing a little bit deeper into those stretches. So taking a nice hip flexor opening now. Opening the arms, lifting that chin, just to stretch through that front of the body. Taking it slightly deeper. Just going to take some gentle rocks here. So just bringing that leg off the mat here. Just gently rocking forward. Really stretching into that hip joint. Keeping the hips nice and square now. We'll take it into that hamstring stretch. So folding over that leg. My hamstrings are really tight on this day. So really just trying to relax the body into the stretch here. Good job. We'll take that sequence on the other side. So starting with that hip flexor stretch, taking a nice big inhale, opening the chest, really folding deep into that hip flexor here, really opening up. And lifting the knee off the mat and just taking those gentle rock forward and backs. Just breathing naturally. And into that hamstring stretch. Really important to make sure that we're keeping the hips square here. Good job. So when you're ready, coming into a straddle position. Nice big inhale, walking those hands forward then. Really trying to reach into that stretch, folding through, keeping those knees and toes up towards the sky here. Really stretching through the hips and the inner thighs. This was not my finest day for flexibility. So folding over now, reaching over the sides, keeping both hip bones onto the mat. And stretching over towards the other side. That should feel really good on those obliques, which you've worked so hard today. Gently bringing the legs back to a frog position now. And just folding over, Using the strength of your elbows to push those knees a little bit lower here. Just breathing through it. Bringing the legs back to a cross-legged position. Just taking a nice chest open now. Inhaling, stretching the arms away, lifting the chin, and then just contracting in the other way, reaching those arms away. That should feel really nice on the top of the back. Just dropping the head side to side, applying some gentle pressure, just stretching through those neck flexors. Good job, and taking a nice big inhale, lifting those hands up towards the sky. Taking one more. Thank you so much for attending today's class. I hope you enjoyed.